What's going on, guys? Let's talk about real estate, coronavirus, and why millennials are going crazy to buy houses right now. I figured, let me share my insight as somebody who would probably be classified as a millennial and who bought real estate during the pandemic, why I thought, hey, now's a good time to go buy real estate. So, to shed some insight and to shed some light on the psychological aspects, because we have plenty of data out there talking about the facts of what's going on in the market, but we don't really have much talking about the psychology of what are these buyers thinking? Are they crazy? Are they just delusional, not thinking that we're at the top and that we're going to see a big crash? Or does that mean that we're really in a big bubble? And I think understanding the psychology as to who's buying right now and why are they buying, I think that's really going to help us understand, are we in a bubble? And I'll let you make that up for yourself after this video, but I need to make a few disclaimers here as well. Number one is that I am a real estate agent. A lot of people seem to want to discredit you, that if you say you're a real estate agent, your opinion about the real estate market goes out the window because you think it's always a good time to buy. So I will say, with the one caveat, is that I'm not telling you now's a good time to buy or a bad time to buy. All I'm saying is that, hey, I put my money where my mouth is and I bought. I didn't just say, hey, you should go buy. I bought, and I'm not telling anyone that they should go buy right now. So that's the difference. Anyways, let's get into the reasoning as to why I decided to buy during the pandemic. And let me also clarify when I bought. I bought during the scariest time. I bought during April when the market crashed. The stock market fell down. We didn't know what the heck was going on. We didn't know if the stock market was going to go down even further. We didn't know if real estate values were next. We didn't know how bad this was going to be. We saw some layoffs were coming. So why would I think, let's go buy some real estate now? So I need to first clarify my viewpoint of real estate. And that is, I've always looked at real estate as a way out, a way of financial freedom, a way of being able to retire early, just a means to an end. The problem was, I always thought, okay, investing in real estate, not necessarily flipping, but buying a rental, the problem was, to buy a rental, you need 20 to 25% down, and that's going to take me a while to put down. It's going to take me a while to save that up. So the only other caveat to get around that loophole is to buy a place that you're going to live in, right? So I bought this place that I'm going to live in, and instead of having to put 20 to 25% down, I only had to put 3% down. I mean, that's all I had to put down. Or if you're a veteran, 0% down. So now, after a year or however long it takes me to save up to buy another property with only, say, 5% down, then I can rent this place out and go buy another one. And now you might be thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, we are totally screwed. He's putting 3% down, he's leveraging himself up the butt. He's gonna lose it all. Okay, number one, I bought this place significantly below market value. This was a major fix-up. I mean, look at the house behind me. It's blue. You think I chose blue? You think I liked blue and I thought, oh, this is a good color. Yeah, I like blue. No. I mean, don't get me wrong, blue is my favorite color, but not on a house. And it has a green roof. I didn't pick this place because I thought it looked pretty. I picked this place because it was a fixer-upper, and I was able to get it below market value. So even though I only put 3% down and I've been fixing it up myself, I'm actually in a position where I could refinance this place and I'll have 20% equity. Boom, there goes my PMI, and it's like I put 20% down. And I only had to put 3% down to get into this place. But anyways, let's assume that wasn't the case, that I bought this place for market value and I only put 3% down. And let's say the market does crash in 2021 and it falls big time. I don't really care. People seem to think, I mean, I do care in a sense. I mean, I don't want that to happen. But if it did, what I'm trying to just over-exaggerate here is that it doesn't mean I'm going to lose my house. People kind of seem to think like real estate is like a margin loan on stocks. Like if the value falls and it goes from 350 to 150, then the bank's going to call me up and say, I don't care, you've been making your payments. We're taking the house. It's only worth 150 now. That's not how real estate works. My payment is the same. It's $1,586, regardless whether the market's shooting up to $1 million or whether it's only worth $1. My payments are the same. What matters is, do I have my job? And I feel pretty secure in my job. For those of you who don't know, I'm a real estate agent, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, in Orlando, Florida. But anyways, I felt secure enough in my job. And that's the big caveat here. I would say if you don't feel secure in your job, do not buy. 100% do not buy. And that's coming from a real estate agent. So I bought this place. I knew that the market could go down, but as long as I have my job, I'm okay. And let's say I do lose my job. I feel like I have more flexibility with this place than I do with a rental. See, with a rental, if you lose your job, you're still just as screwed as if you lost your job and you owned a place. If you're renting, now you're gonna get evicted and you're still gonna get a bad rep on your credit score. But the thing is, when I own this place, I have the luxury and I have the option I can just rent it out. When you're renting, you gotta get approval from your landlord to sublease the place out. I don't have to get approval here. So I feel like I actually have more flexibility by owning, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to own as well. And the thing is, if it comes sooner and I did stop making money and I had to rent this place out, okay, big whoops. That's my plan anyways, is to rent it out. And the thing is, people aren't taking variable interest rate loans anymore. This is a fixed rate loan. So like I said, it doesn't matter what interest rates do. It doesn't matter what the value of the house does. My payment is always the same. So what matters most is my job security. And so then other people might be wondering, well, oh my gosh, people out there are losing their jobs like crazy. You might be next. I've been looking at the data, and unfortunately, most of the people losing their jobs just happen to be the lower end income people who are working in retail and hospitality. And it's very unfortunate. But most of your homeowners haven't really lost their jobs. And not to say that that can't happen. And that's something that I'm keeping my eye on, as it could crash the real estate market. But here's the other reason as to why. So now I bought this place. I'm saving up my money now again for another down payment to buy another place. If this place falls and crashes in value, okay, that's fine. Big whoop. I'm still on my game plan. I'm not planning on selling this place. And I'm so young, I'm only 23 years old. The market can crash tomorrow and I can ride this out. I don't plan on selling this. I don't plan on selling this place ever. So that's another reason. If you're older, if you're closer to 50, I would probably say, I don't know if I would buy right now. It would be a little bit more risky. But when you're so young and you're able to weather the storm, it doesn't matter as much. Now, it doesn't mean that you go out there and you just close your eyes and throw a dart and you just buy that house. Definitely don't do that. All I'm saying is that if you're buying a house and you're buying it below market value and you're buying it in a good area that you believe in, anything can happen at any time. All the signs can be pointing at the market's going to go up, and it could still go down afterwards. But look, if you just don't sell during that time and you hold it and you have time to hold it, you'll be okay. And that's the thing, is I have time to hold this place. And the main caveat here of me not losing this place is my job and holding on to my income. And I believe in my income. So the other reason as to why, well, if you would have stayed renting, you could have had extra cash, and maybe you could have bought a better deal in real estate if the market crashes in 2021. Instead, you bought at the height. Wouldn't you have rather preferred to have held your cash and waited and then bought at the bottom? Well, here's the thing. By buying this place, and specifically by buying it below market value, which was a strategic move, I can now go get a home equity line of credit while the market's hot, while home prices are shooting up. And I can take that home equity line of credit, and as I start to hear, banks are freezing home equity lines of credit, draw my home equity line of credit if the real estate market crashed, and use that to then buy another house while the market's down. It's kind of like a doubling down in stocks, right? You bought the stock as it was going down. It fell down even more. You bought some more. It fell down even more. You bought some more. And you just kind of keep double dipping. It's the same idea with real estate. Obviously, just real estate's slower and it takes more money. It was the same sort of thought process. But anyways, guys, to sum it up, the reason why I bought this property is I bought it as an investment, and I bought it with knowing my position, that it was better to buy than it was to rent. Because to rent, I would be paying the same amount as I am buying, but I wouldn't be getting the appreciation or the principal pay down, or the flexibility of being able to rent it out if I needed to, or the ability to get a home equity line of credit to buy stocks if they go down, or to buy real estate if it goes down. By buying a house during this pandemic, it gave me more flexibility and more credibility for my position. And because I'm so young, I have the ability to weather the storm. And because I'm fortunate enough to have a secure job during this time frame, I'm able to buy this place. And that's the only reason why I did. And that's the only reason why I would recommend anyone else to buy a place. If you don't have a secure job, I would not recommend buying there during this time. I would recommend using this time to look for side hustles and look for other ways to improve and increase your income. And I hope the best for everybody out there. And I hope this helps shed some light. And I know this video is probably going to get a lot of hate. So if you stayed to this point, please give it a thumbs up to even out the dislikes. And consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this. Thanks.